Welcome back, all you ghouls, specters, rotting corpses, and lichens alike, to the Conspiracy Outpost. Tonight we'll be slamming down cauldron concoctions to the soothing sounds of faint footsteps and shallow shrieks from the basic beauties known commonly as the women in white. I'm your host, Jack O' Lantern Joe.
Matt.
I'm Casey.
And I'm Mike.
So the woman in white, she's a little snaky bitch. No, she's a female ghost. She got.
Why don't we
she's
start
described
with
as having long hair, and in a dress, obviously a white one. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And there's many different variations of the story all around the world. Many different countries have their own things, many in common, some slightly different. All around death, murder, or suicide.
Or betrayal.
Yeah, I was going to say, or betrayal by a significant other. So what would you want to get in?
The white
They're also
lady
usually
and the
found in
ghost
rural
one?
areas or on the sides of roads with a lot of Western culture, women in white. But generally rural areas, fuck.
Rural. What were you saying, Joseph, though?
Is the white lady ghost thing different than a lady in white, or is it all the same?
A woman
shit?
in white. It's the same thing.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
the
okay.
same. All the same, just different names.
I know it as the woman in white, as a woman in white. Like, when I heard white lady, I was like, what?
The white lady.
I know white
Wayne,
lady
but
as in
as Matthew
cocaine.
was saying before, it's not the Wayne Bros. They should make a movie about that. It's White Chicks 2, the white the woman in white, and they're just like ghost white ladies, and they're like scaring people.
I'd watch it.
I mean, I'd watch anything you put the Wayne Bros in it.
Yeah.
So how do we want to run through these?
Well,
I imagine the same way we
let's
run
see
through
what
your
they're
mom,
like in
raw and
different parts
uncut, Casey.
of the area, because I generally
And
know
all
what
at the
they're.
same time?
I generally know what they're like. What the
Sorry, I was just
Well,
saying,
white women?
I generally know what the legends are like in the U.S.
Okay, legends.
From
I
what
was-
I've heard, and
was
like
just-
the popular La Lorna.
Sorry.
La Lorna. Like, I know what that one's about, and that has a lot to do with, are similar to the ones in the U.S. But I don't know what the other ones around the world are like. Like, I read a couple of them, and it's like, oh, I didn't know that's what they call the woman in white. It is different in different parts of the world, so should probably just go through those.
So in popular medieval legends, there's these white ladies. They're told to be. They appear by day and night in a house in which a family member is soon to die. They also appear within photos just before or after a death, and and these spirits were regarded as a ghost of deceased ancestors.
Deceased.
Yeah, see, I had never heard that version of it. The version
That's
I
an-
heard was the pretty much the La Lorna or the, side of the highway versions.
I heard the Hungarian thing, or I think it was Hungarian. See, I don't have a hard time finding it, but white ghosts are usually generally like.
You're not the same when you're in
whatever.
Hungary.
People that are like fucking tortured
Eat the
or committed
Snickers.
suicide, like victim kind of things. Although I don't see what suicides. I mean, that's only a tragedy to yourself. I guess the ones that love you, but
Suicide is just suicide.
suicide, it's just suicide. Oh man, wish I had that. Oh, there it is, brother. Okay, so yeah, it was Hungary. Is a girl or a young woman that died violently. Usually, young women who committed suicide, were murdered, or died while in prison. The ghost is usually bound to a specific location, as often identified as a specific person, i.e., Elizabeth Bathory.
Bathory?
Bathory. I don't know. How you say those
Bathory.
names.
Bithri.
I'm
So,
going off-
but generally,
off a
they
metal
all
band, so.
they all have the same like kind of origin, right? They're like tortured souls usually. Or-
Well, not necessarily. I mean, I guess, yeah, they're all tortured by something, whether it's something they do or something that's done to them. At least from what I know. But
They're saying that some people insist that Countess Elizabeth Bathory, whatever.
yeah,
It's saying that some insist that she inspired Bram Stoker's Dracula, but there's
Dracula.
no like evidence providing that. That's weird because I heard that Bram Stoker's Dracula was based off of shit that happened where they thought with the shit with consumption. What the fuck is it called? Consumption is what they called it back then. Tuberculosis.
oh,
Where that guy had his son eat the fucking heart or whatever shit of his other dead child, and the story went in the newspapers, and it fucking spread
Eat your
around.
brother's heart; it'll make you strong.
Because he got it too, and fucking they were trying to say that it was some kind of fucking like coming back from the dead. I can't remember the fucking details, but they're like, if their heart and everything is still intact, it means that they're whatever. And it wasn't. It was the fact that back then they'd keep bodies fucking out in like a barn or some shit, and it was hella cold in the area, like whatever. So like the coldness would preserve the bodies for longer, but nobody knew that shit. Nobody knew what consumption was. They thought it was some kind of demon thing. They had to fucking like, yeah, whatever shit. I can't remember the fucking thing, but turns out it's spreadable by fucking fluid or whatever the fuck, the little fucking
Fluids.
coughing little
Yeah.
droplets. I can't. Think
what I
guys.
have right now. No.
Yeah.
Fluids?
Consumption.
What's that? Every time I hear
mean, back then
consumption,
they
I
didn't
think
have-
of fucking Always Sunny. I got a touch of consumption when he's spitting the
Yeah. That's what they used to call tuberculosis. I think it was like German scientists that figured out how it was spread. Or German doctors or whatever. Like they figured out the details of it. Some shit. Again, don't quote me. My memory's fuzzy as fuck.
That's how my boy got
Also, I haven't drank in
died
a long time,
on Red Dead
and I'm
Redemption
kinda-
2.
Oh yeah.
Actually, Casey,
Rest
this
in
part
peace,
gets-
Arthur. No.
You can keep everything else I just said, but I was gonna say that actually might be a good topic for next October.
What, Bram Stoker
That thing I was just talking about.
or?
It was like it was a single family that fucking whatever, and then they got a bunch of shit in the newspaper about it.
Write it down.
That'd be pretty cool to talk about. So I'm skimming the Brazilian.
I
The
think it was
Brazilian
Dracula.
woman
I
in
bet
white
you are.
story. And dude, this one's fucked. Like the Brazilian lady in white is said to be a ghost of a young woman who died of in childbirth or violent causes. According to legend, she appears as a pale woman in a long white dress or sleeping gown. Although usually speechless, she will occasionally recount her misfortunes. The origins of the myth are not clear, but there's a couple like others that go more into it, and this is one of them. One myth proposes that the ghost is related to a violent death of a young white woman who was murdered by young white women who were murdered by their fathers or husbands in honor killings. The most frequent reason for these honor killings were adultery, actual or suspected, denial of sex or abuse. Monteiro Lobato, in his book Eurepius, describes a young woman starved to death by her husband because he suspected she was in love with a black slave and only gave her the stewed meat of his corpse for food.
Damn.
Yeah,
Isn't that
dude,
fucked?
isn't that how
Holy shit.
Candyman started? Oh, we just watched it the other night. You guys know what's crazy? What if the whole like the white lady ghost things, whatever. What if the little girl that played the dinosaur from Land Before Time became one, and she just walks around roaming, and all you hear is the
Damn.
faint sound of that her voice from Land Before Time. What's something that she said
I don't.
in the?
What's a long neck? Oh no,
Wait, was that not her?
that might have been Littlefoot. I don't know.
What if her father? What if her father killed her by
He
hanging
did kill.
her?
Oh, by hanging her. Yeah, and I don't know how he killed her. Wasn't he the one that killed her, right?
Think
he
so.
did. He fucking murdered her. That's crazy shit.
But you just
Fuck
like
yeah.
you just hear her lines just faintly. Dude, Russell
Freaky
wouldn't even
shit.
be scared. He would jizz in his pants. He fucking love those movies.
Jizz in his pants.
So
She truly isn't a land without time.
Mom,
You'll
get up,
never
Mom.
age.
We gotta go to the Great Valley, Mom. We gotta go to the Great Valley. Come on, Mom, get up. Oh, I laugh at that part every
But
time.
I mean, she would be dead. I mean, everybody in that movie's going to hell. They talk fucking like dinosaurs
Yeah.
and shit,
Yeah.
and it's like, and if it ain't a
Dinosaurs are in the
Jesus-saurus
Bible.
Rex, as the Family Guy so eloquently put it,
Jesus, source right?
dinosaurs aren't
Yeah.
in the Bible.
Yeah, they're not in the Bible,
Well,
dude.
so I say we.
So they're all
we-
turning into ladies in white.
Yeah. The Canadian one doesn't talk much about like the actual hauntings. It just talks about like a woman throwing herself into a waterfall.
I'm sure it's probably just like an apparition that you can see at the waterfall.
Oh shit!
She ended up killing herself because her husband died in a fighting a battle.
Yeah,
of,
like,
It's like-
when they were
dude.
supposed to get married. And
That's
so she,
yeah.
so
that's like
she
a
took the
Llorona
wedding dress that she
kinda
ordered,
shit.
put it on, and fucking dove off the cliff into the waters
It's-
below.
Is the La Llorona white lady?
Yeah, that's the most famous one, the La
Oh
Llorona.
shit!
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
here's one that hits home. Not home, but Bakersfield, California. Apparently,
Let's
there's a
wait-
woman in white
Yeah.
that haunts Central Park. I didn't know that.
Let's wait on that one because I wanted to talk about the California ones later.
I think you said something about
There's
that. My bad.
there's a couple of California ones.
Oh, okay.
We'll save
then
the
leave
best
that-
for last.
Yeah, we'll leave the Cali
I
ones for last.
I just
Is
wanna
there any
talk
in
about
Boise,
those ones
Casey?
'cause
Of
that's
course not.
that's some that we could actually drive to if we wanted.
That would be dope. We could honestly, if we ever all had the fucking time to, like fucking, we could stay the night in Central Park. Bakersfield.
Well, they
Fucking-
usually show up like in the Western culture. They usually show up on the sides of the road as hitchhikers.
See, that's the shit. I
You
wonder
just
if
you
we've
just
been
don't you don't pick them up. You don't stop.
I'd be
'Cause you
drunk
get
and be like,
molested.
"Yeah, where you going, glowing
Matt,
guy?"
you want to read about this next one because it has a lot of hard words and I'm sure you know how to pronounce.
Chechia?
Ugh.
Yeah, see, I didn't even
Chechia.
know how to even say that. So
Check yourself.
Well, I assume it's in the
Republic.
Czech Republic. Yeah.
Yeah, it goes to Perchta of Rosenberg. I don't really know. At Rosenberg Castle, 1429 to 1476, was the daughter of an important Czech nobleman, Oldrich II of Rosenberg. She married another nobleman, John of Liechtenstein. 1449 marriage was quite unhappy. One of the reasons might have been that Perchta's father has been reluctant to pay the agreed dowry. Legend has it that her husband was dying. He asked for her forgiveness for his treatment of her. Perchta refused, and her husband cursed her. And this is why she haunts this holding, which includes, I don't know how to say this, but it's Český Krumlov Castle. I don't know. I'm butchering it, but I didn't butcher it as bad as he butchered her. Where she has
Oh,
been
shit.
seen most often during her married life. I don't know how she.
damn, too soon.
Perchta wrote many letters to her father and brothers with colorful descriptions of her unhappy family life. Some 32 of these letters had been handed down according to the legends. The ghost is most apparent in the settlements of Rosenberg, Český Krumlov. I don't really know. This character is beyond my reasoning. Jinshurkavush? No, Hodrek?
You don't have to say all those names.
Radeon, Telch. The story of the White Ladies also include the ancient Bohemian Rhapsody legends.
I heard that.
No, yeah, I don't know. So, apparently it was in Czechoslovakia at one point. Yes, it is. It's little Czechs. Checkers. Caesars.
Dude.
You're welcome.
That sound bite was
It
it
made
was
me
loud
laugh
enough.
that Bohemian Rhapsody thing, and it just started.
You say it wasn't loud
falling
enough?
out.
Did you say it wasn't loud enough? Why is it
It wasn't.
not? There's something with this shit. Nothing fucking. Oh shit.
It
is
was a
this
little
shit
quiet,
really-
but I can boost it.
Very, very cultured for me. But let's go.
I
Estonia, the
did
most
not
famous
know
white lady of
each-
Estonia, is said to reside in Haapsalu Castle. According to legend, a
Haapsalu?
canon fell in love. Yes, you said it. There you go. A canon fell in love with her, so she hid in the castle disguised as a choir boy. Well, the priests were upset when they figured out she didn't have a penis. When
Very
they tried to
true.
molest him, yeah. But she was discovered when the bishop of Olselwijk visited Haapsalu and subsequently immured in the wall of the chapel for a crime. He's like, "What? You know, boy. You know, little boy." And to this day, she is said to look out of the baptistry window and grieve for her beloved man. According to legend, she can be seen on a clear August full moon nights.
Huh.
Can we
So
circle
that's one
back?
of those white ladies that are just in the window, like chilling.
Yeah, one of those crazy
I'm
ones.
not a boy. I got caught.
I got this one,
Can we
guys.
circle back to the person who's tried to get forgiveness, and when they weren't forgiven, they laid a curse on someone?
Yeah, that's kinda
fine. Fuck you. Then it's like curse.
Forgive me. No.
Forgive me. No. Oh, fuck
Fuck
you
you
for
and your
eternity, then.
family.
I was gonna
Fuck
say-
you generations.
I was gonna say
Man,
fuck you and your mortal one.
generations.
Damn, Germany's a big one.
No, I got it. Stories of white lady ghosts are associated with the residential castles of the Hohenzollern family. Two
Gesundheit.
persons are supposed to be the historical basis of a ghost haunting the Pleisenberg. According to legends, the Countess Kuningunda of Orlamunde murdered her two children because she believed this could enable her to marry Albert of Nuremberg, who married
Oh,
Sophie
God, nobody
von
wants to marry that guy.
Hindenburg. Instead of her, she became a
What?
nun
I
and
bet.
died
Damn, I bet
a
she felt like a
virgin.
dumbass.
as a fucking prude as of abbeys of the
Dude.
monastery Himmler Skron.
Think about
Right,
that.
right,
She's
look
like,
at
I'm
the
gonna
boss.
kill my children so I could be with that dude, and that dude's like, I'm with her.
Yeah.
She's
Before
like,
they
oh,
appeared
fuck.
in 14
It's like,
That was
damn, now I got no
something.
children to keep me company in hell.
So she became a nun after
1554,
that. She murdered her fucking
277.
children.
As a harbinger of misfortune. Yes, she did. A variation of the tales of Holstadt Vice Lady at Pleasenberg. It's unfortunate video. Barta, Rosenbach from Mahira, Rolfa, but he in Poncha. White
I
Lady
got the-
Ghost.
Hold on, I'm gonna read this next one. A white lady ghost said to be the harbinger of death and
Harbinger!
misfortune was claimed to be seen in Berliner Schloss
Berliner
in
Schloss.
in 1598, shortly before the death of John George of Brandenburg,
Brandenburg.
and again in 1618, 1625, up until 1940. The castle is the residence of the King of Prussia, and the
Prussia!
stories associate the lady with several historical figures, most notably Anna Seidau, the paramour of Joachim II of Brandenburg,
Brandenburg.
father of John George, who bore him two extramarital children. Seidau was imprisoned in the
extramarital.
Spandau Citadel after Joachim's death by John George.
George!
Despite his promise to care for her, she died in 1575 without regaining her freedom.
Without
Mike,
her freedom.
Mike, do you know how funny it would be if you replaced every one of those words with Matthew doing that? So it's just like and then Matthew yells it.
I'm your hype man, dude.
I know
I'm
that's
I'm
way
your
too
Flavor Flav.
much.
The
I'm
castle
your
of
Flavor Flav.
the castle of Dusseldorf
Dusseldorf.
is claimed to be
Dusseldorf?
haunted by a white lady. The castle was built
Dusseldorf.
in 1260 and demolished in 1896 with only an old tower remaining. According to legend, a duchess named Jacobine,
Jacobine.
Jacobine,
Probably.
and her lover were murdered by her jealous husband.
Jacobine.
Wait, is this a-
Jacobine.
Yeah, her ghost was said to be seen before each of a series of fires that plagued the castle. This bitch just got murdered by her husband for fucking around, and she's like, you know what? Everybody who goes into this goddamn castle, I'm burning this motherfucker down. So burn this motherfucker down.
I got the next one.
And fun fact, all these silly names.
It's
All
claimed
these,
to be haunted by a white lady. Supposedly the daughter of the Burnett. Because my father had not given him an heir. According to the legend, her ghost haunts the castle. Starting first, Sigley Woodogsa!
Dude,
Borglachlik is a sign of a legendary white lady. Most
Why
claims
does-
his dog in the castle is inside the ghost is Ildan Dom. Mein Kassans and Ordinary Messina.
dude, why does Germany have so many white ladies or women in white?
Well,
what
because
the
they
fuck?
murdered anyone that wasn't. World War II, buddy. The legend of Potton Torture Snowman's wife, the children of Paris of Pottenhurst, Van of Van Brock, Westphalia, the legend originates from the time of 30 Years' War. Go, my
gonna-
German accent is
Yeah,
terrible.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah,
piss off
yeah,
all the Germans. They're gonna be like,
Can
you
you,
dumb
can you
fucking
translate
Well,
for the people who didn't know what you were just saying?
Americans. Yeah, there's a legend about an adulterous nobleman's wife in the civil parish of Battenhorst. Rita Wiedenbrook
Vandenbroek!
of Westphalia. The legend originates from the time of the 30 Years' War. According to the story, the nobleman encased her in a cellar of his manor, House Awesome.
House Awesome! Oh, it's House Awesome is what it translates to. It's
Yeah.
pretty sick.
To
be
assure
there.
she could not betray
They have
him
like a
while
slip and
they have, like,
he
set
went
of
away to
stairs.
war.
Yeah,
Dude,
oh, they
could
are-
you
let me just
Could you imagine that? It's like, I'm
expand
going to
on
war.
that.
You got to live in the cellar now, bitch.
Damn.
Well, she
I'll
was
be back
encased
after
in
the war.
cellar.
Here's
Yeah,
the
like, what
cellar.
the fuck?
I've left you wine, and that's where the name wine cellar came from, because she was whining in there.
Well, no, yeah,
Dude,
it wasn't,
he
it
never
wasn't bad.
returned. That was the next line. He never returned.
Yeah,
So she
but
got
it's
locked
not-
in the cellar, and he just never came back.
No,
He's like,
it's
bro,
not-
Here's the provisions. I'll be back.
She was like, it's like,
Hey.
don't worry, bitch, I'm coming back. He just
I'll be
locks her
there.
in
No, it's honestly not that
Jesus.
bad. It's called Haus Awesome, which translate in English to House Awesome, and it's cool. They have like a VR escape room in there. They have like hatchet throwing. It's like kind of like a Chuck E. Cheese. There's a ball pit. It's pretty sick.
It's a good family place, you know.
Yeah, they
They
have
have
a water.
racquetball-
They
they have
got a water
racquetball, but-
slide. They got a water
Yeah,
slide for you
they got a water
instead of
slide.
stairs. It's all
Like
dope.
it's pretty neat. You should go there. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, if the absolute worst thing about it is if you try to play racquetball with your buddy, only one of the racquetball things work, and so you know, I'd rate it if Google.
and there's
reviews
no
was run
and
at the
there's
time.
no doors because
4 out of
with
5.
doors there are door knobs, and you can't call door. And if you call doorknobs, then nobody can reach a doorknob, and that's why they
Yeah.
do that. So there's bathroom issues.
So,
There's a lot of bathroom issues.
so yeah, her husband never returned, so she just got locked in the cellar. And I guess that
Yeah,
was
she
it.
did.
Horrible way to fucking die. I guess just
What a group.
Yeah, that's
But-
why she was like, "But what am I supposed to do?" It's like, don't worry, I'll be back, bitch."
yeah. So apparently, her
Ungrateful
spirit
swine.
supposedly
I'm just
haunts the premises forever afterwards. During recent renovations to the manor, workers found no human remains that might give factual basis to the legend. Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
Damn,
Yeah, she
weird.
probably just left. She
Yeah.
probably ran out of tokens.
Here's another one from Germany. According to legend, a white lady haunts the remains of a monastery in the forest of Uhlenberg.
You guys,
Uhlenberg?
or she was just really into fucking saying. Nobody knows. Maybe she liked the fucking like cellar, and it's like, don't you want to come out and play? It's like, no, not really.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
No, I'm just chilling. I'd be chilling.
I'm just playing.
Oh,
with
here
it.
you go, Matt.
I'm-
Read
I'm
Ireland
chilling.
for us.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
There
here
you go.
he goes.
I'm interested in this one. There's gonna be a
There's a
bunch of.
story of a white lady, the ghost of a young woman that died on her wedding night. Her death was a suicide, which followed the death of her husband in the hand of a father. People also
Now that's a
report
shotgun
sightings of a
wedding right
female
there.
dope. The women in the white dress
Oh.
for
Dude.
them being banned.
Hold on, Matt. Hold on.
Banned house
So-
for the next
Sorry.
place, whatever, don't let go loot. Nope, let's play it. Lord.
You guys are fine. I'm going pee. My thing flipped out.
His urethra's so tight it sounds like a whistle when he pisses. I heard a whistle. let's move on to Japan.
Dude, so on in the fucking Ireland one, she's getting married and her father fucking murders her husband.
That's pretty wild.
I wonder if he like just walked up with the sword, is like, "Ugh," and just stabbed him in the
That's what I
on the
said,
altar,
that's a-
you
that's
know,
a real
just walk
shotgun
away.
wedding
You're
right
the one
there.
bearing my
He
wife.
actually brought the shotgun.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking Games of Thrones it, fucking red
Yeah,
wedding. that
literal
bitch.
shotgun
God.
wedding.
I found a superpower. Just kidding.
That's morbid.
Just like she's walking down the aisle, you just hear the rains of Castamere.
You know what? Is it? Yeah, the wedding song turned to the funeral one real quick.
Oh yeah. But yeah, dude, that's fucked. So yeah, after her father killed her husband, she committed suicide. And apparently she can be seen by a river next to the abandoned house or whatever.
Yeah,
One
seen
more.
at the.
But dude, that one's fucked. Like a lot of these are pretty fucked.
Yeah, I mean, you don't come back from the dead if your life was perfect.
I guess.
Well, sometimes you just want to party.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just want to party. Yeah, how come there's no like positive ghosts? How come there's no like fun ghosts?
Well. Anyways, I think that's a good place to take a break. We'll continue after this. Thank you for listening to Conspiracy Outpost. Don't forget to listen to us every Sunday and tune in during October for our Spooktoberfest. We are doing nothing but spooky shit for October, so check that out. Let's get back into it. Casey, what do you got on the Legends from the Philippines?
Got shit. Ain't no Philippines. Philippines aren't real, Mike. Let me tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen.
No, that's
No,
a
just
passage
kidding.
in the Bible, isn't it?
Yeah,
Just
What?
kidding.
actually, it's
Just kidding.
scripture. So the women in white, they're known as Caparosa. Is that how
Or
you say that?
Capricorns and basic white bitch.
Yeah, or
Capricorn
Capricorns.
based wipe.
No, yeah, Caparosa. Is that how you say it? Yeah. Okay. So
Capoeira.
the most prominent
That's
one
dance fighting.
out
Capoeira.
there is the
Capoeira.
white lady of Betel Drive in
Beethoven.
Quezon
Ebony.
City.
Quasar.
Belit?
Elite, is that how you say it?
Of
Blue.
Belit
Yeah.
Drive in Quezon City?
Yeah.
You had a balut.
It said that a ghost of a long-haired woman in a white dress who, according to legend, died in a car accident while driving along. How'd you say that?
It says
Beetle?
Belit.
Belit Drive. Most stories about her were told by taxi drivers doing a graveyard shift, such as when a taxi cross.
Sorry. Continue.
How do you say that again, Mike?
Belit.
Belit. When the taxi crosses Belit Drive, a stunning woman is asking for a ride. The cabbie then looks behind and sees a woman's face full of blood and bruises, causing him to abandon his taxi in terror. I mean, if you knew about this story, why the fuck are you picking him up? Oh, I guess if they're picking him up and they're telling the story. Okay, never mind. I'm stupid. Fucking.
Yeah.
Guys, if they picked me up, I'd be like,
Oh my god.
Buzz. Lightning to the
It's also
rescue.
said when people drive early in the morning on that street, they briefly see a face of a white-clad woman in the rearview mirror before she quickly disappears. Some accidents on this road are blamed on apparitions of the white lady.
oh no.
Star
That isn't
Command,
a
come in,
white
Star
guys.
Command.
That is not the apparitions of a white lady. That is the apparition of Michael Jackson, baby.
Could you imagine that? Like, I don't know if did it say with the cabbies that they were picking them up, or is that they just appeared in the back seat?
Yeah, so
They were actually Uber drivers.
So what-
that
what
would
I think-
frequent- They
Well,
were
they-
Uber
they-
drivers.
they
Sorry.
see the stunning. Sorry, Joseph. They see the woman asking for a ride, and then the cabbie pulls over. I'm assuming, and then looks behind, and then she's that's when she looks like a fucking Chris
Dude, that'd
Brown
be
beating
fucking-
up around.
and then they abandoned their cab from what it said, which like when you get out and fucking start running.
That's
Right,
what
I think
they
that's
actually
what
had
I
an
thought
episode.
because the car is faster than the fucking fleet.
But if
Well,
they're in the
I
back
I think that's
seat,
one.
if they're in the back
Well,
seat,
It's I think this is one of the most famous ones. That's like the generic. So this it became the most generic. Like you're passing through, shit gets foggy. You have the lady in like a wedding dress or in white. You pass through. You don't even have to necessarily pick her up. You look in the rearview mirror, and she's in your back seat, and then you crash. I think this one is the generic one of that. I believe.
They actually had that on Unsolved Mysteries, the old one with the cool guy in the trench coat.
The cool guy. This guy.
Yeah. We got any other ones?
I'm skimming right now.
Oh, okay. So yeah. Fuck me. I don't know why you would stop because me personally, I would not
What'd you
fucking
say?
stop for any lady in a white dress. That shit's fucking
would.
scary.
Yeah,
You
that's
would.
Only if her
Dude.
tits were showing. I'm just
Dude,
kidding.
when
That
you
was
would.
very
Didn't you say that-
toxic, masculized.
Casey.
of me.
Didn't you say that Anthony saw?
I'm just kidding.
A
I
woman
would
in
not.
white?
Yeah, Anthony said something about that.
Did he?
I
I
thought
I
he
thought
did.
you told us at some point,
I thought Anthony said something about that before.
or
Get
someone
Anthony
else.
on the thing. Get phone a friend. Let's do this.
Call him.
Like seriously, no,
Who's that?
like do it. Because I could have sworn you told us
Dun, 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 dun.
about it.
He's
at
not
some
gonna.
point.
He's not gonna pick up the phone. He has to work at like 5 in the
Oh.
morning.
Okay.
Okay.
Fuck.
Yeah, but
But
I mean,
he-
I'm just
He
saying,
didn't stop to pick her up. So
realistically, if I seen a lady in white trying to get, like, I'm
Oh.
not gonna pick up.
I think I know
anyone.
what you're talking about. I don't know if this happened to him or one of his buddies. I don't remember. But okay,
Oh no,
so
no, no, yeah. It was what's his name? Matthew. Matthew. Octavio. No, not Octavio.
Claudio.
Claudio. It happened to Claudio. He was truck
Oh, yeah.
driving. Yeah, he was truck driving, and there was a story with that. But it was Claudio that it happened to.
There was a story. That's all I fucking know.
Well, no. I mean, Anthony told me the story. It wasn't him. It was Claudio because Claudio still
Oh.
drives truck, and that's what it
Yeah.
was truck.
It's pretty wild.
Because
Yeah,
he's
he's-
something about going back and she was gone or something. I don't remember. Casey, you remember what he said?
Yeah, so he was driving down like this stretch of road, and there was a lady standing on the side of the road, I guess. And I guess it was like I don't know if it was like a little small 2-lane highway, but there was like a turnout, big enough where like up the road there's a turnout, so there's big enough so the car can turn around. And turned around, and well, he saw the lady. He would turn around to go pick her up to go give her a ride, and when he turned around, she was gone. And then I guess after that, he just turned around and just drove as fast as he could out of there. Hold on a sec, my wife's calling me, so I'm gonna mute myself.
Is that what? Okay, I couldn't remember the fucking details to it. But yeah, no, dude, fuck that.
so if someone wants to read Serbia, let's hear about that.
I
one.
mean, it seems like. Oh,
I,
so let's go ahead.
I got it. Well, in the village of Kopavica, near Zalakar,
Copenhagen.
Zalhekler, there is a legend about a ghost of a woman in a wedding dress that walks around at night scaring people.
It's
This
a
ghost is
storybook
most
town. You don't have to
commonly
pronounce it right.
referred to as the dead woman in white. There are two stories about the death of this woman. The first states that she died in the 70s in a car accident while going on her honeymoon, while the second states that she hung herself after her fiancé left her right before the wedding. She was apparently also seen stopping cars on the road between Bor and Zelhekar. In August 2011, two brothers from Bor, inspired by the legend of the woman in white, decided to prank drivers on the road towards Zelhekar by having one of them put on a wedding dress and approach drivers while the other filmed it. The incident was reported to the police, who managed to identify the brothers. However, they couldn't be charged with anything since they technically didn't break any laws.
Damn.
That one's fucking like how has that not been done more? Also, like how much were they drinking when they went and bought a wedding dress and to go do this?
When they got caught, there's.
Well, yeah, they were stopping cars, and I'm sure one of them was like, "You're a dude." Like,
Hey,
You
you
know
still
what I
trying to fuck though?
Let's just go to England. Let's just go to England, and then we'll fucking go to the United States.
England.
Yeah, because like I've heard enough of the other countries and know a little bit about all of them. They're all similar, but there
That
are
sounds
some
super
big.
intolerant.
They're all there are some big differences between them. Which is
No,
what I
thank you
wanted
for
to know.
saving yourself.
They're not all the same. Fucked up.
I'm just
Matt.
kidding.
So the United Kingdom.
Can you do a UK voice, Matthew?
13 Tales within England also suggests the white lady might be a victim. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Like I said, I can't do it. Can't do it right now.
13 Tales within England also suggests that the white lady may be a victim of murder or suicide who died before she could tell anyone the location of some hidden treasure. Oh shit, we about to get in some Goonies shit now. So one night the parents woke to the boy screaming, "The white lady." By the time they arrived at his bedside, she had vanished. However, the boy reported that the lady had been angry and tried to take him away after he refused to accompany her to a box of gold buried in the vaults below. She could not rest while it was there. The same events took place the following 3 nights. When the child began sleeping with his parents, the white lady no longer disturbed him, but he never again traveled through the castle alone in fear of her.
The white lady, also known as the running
That just
lady
sounds
of
like an
Beeford.
attempted molestation.
It
It's
was.
like, I got a box of gold in the basement. Come with me.
East Yorkshire resides on the Beeford Strait, a stretch road between the Beeford and the Brandon's Button. Motorists have reported apparitions running across the Beeford Strait towards the junction of. I can't fucking do it. I can't.
Okay.
I fucking can't.
The White
Here,
Lady,
take it-
also
take it
known
from the
as the
top.
Running Lady of Beeford, East Yorkshire, resides on the Beeford Strait, a stretch of road between Beeford and Brandon.
Brandon's Burton.
Yeah, sorry, something
Burton's gay
something
cousin.
popped up, and I had a little bit of
Was your
tears in
dick?
my eyes from my last cough.
Hopefully.
Motorists
Are you
have
okay?
reported her at. Yeah, I just coughed and there's some tears in my eyes. I couldn't really see.
Oh.
Motorists have reported her apparition running across the Beeford Strait towards the junction of North Frothingham. Anecdotal tales also report a motorcyclist picking up a female hitchhiker on the same stretch of road. A few miles later, the motorcyclist, upon turning around, noticed a passenger had vanished in one instance. A car crashed into a tree, killing 6 people. It is rumored to be the White Lady's curse.
In another story, the white lady has been retracing her steps. She is said to have jumped off the Portchester Castle while trying to retrieve her fallen child. Her spirit is said to haunt the castle. An old ballad is sung about a ghost that is haunting Oakhampton Castle.
Did it go like this? Sorry.
No, Matt, you want to sing this song?
Singing an old Irish voice though. Fuck whatever thing it is.
Wait, what is it? What is it? My lady hath a shepherd coach with horses 2 and 4.
Sounds like fucking
My
Tiny
lady
Tim.
out in gaunt bloodhound, not good before. My lady's coach hath nodding plumes, the driver hath no head. My lady has a shin white as one who is long dead. Oh god, I
That's a fucking Tiny
I had no
Tim
idea what I was
voice,
going
dude.
through. I had no idea what I was getting into.
Sounds like you were gonna go into fucking tiptoe through the tulips.
But this lady is said to be the Howard lady of the 17th century who was murdered by several husbands and children. Or who has murdered, not murdered.
Oh, my
She had
bad.
like 3 husbands, and they all
Victim.
just was like killing spree.
Double
kill.
The victim.
No,
Kill.
but she murdered several
Kilimanjaro.
husbands and children of hers. Her curse is to collect the grass blades in the castle until it runs until the end of time. Basically, she has to sit there and collect grass
That's-
blades.
Dude, the
Till the end
preacher once
of
did
time.
something similar to someone.
She should invest
He
in a
once had
John
someone
Deere.
count all the sand on a beach.
She
Who
should
did that?
invest in a John Deere
Oh, it's in
fucking
Preacher.
lawnmower. She'd be set. Out at trip.
I didn't hear you, Mike.
In the comic book Preacher has
Oh,
someone
Preacher.
count all the sand on a
Uh,
beach.
I think you said creature.
Oh yeah, he has what's his name? He says he can't leave until he counts whatever grains of sand, and the wind keeps blowing it over, so he has to keep fucking restarting because he has to
Yeah.
count or stack that much or whatever the fuck. What was his name? I forget.
I forget.
It was
Did
some. It felt like it was
Yeah.
a long name. The guy that plays him in the show became a vampire, which never happened in the comics.
Here's another one. The ghost of a Pomeroy lady called Matilda, also called Margaret for some reason, is told to haunt Barry Pomeroy Castle. As a harbinger of death, everyone that sees her in the dungeon of St. Margaret Tower, Matilda is said to have been starved to death by her sister in the dungeon. Edward Montague created a novel titled The Castle of Barry Pomeroy about it. In Welsh tradition, Lady Wen, the White Lady,
Hey, read it in a Brendan Fraser voice.
What?
Ooh.
Brendan
The lady
Fraser,
is-
because he was in The Whale.
Is that good? Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it, and I know Welsh is unrelated.
Oh yeah, Matthew, that was actually funny. I didn't. I was at work when I seen the picture.
That's funny. No, it's basically English. It's modern. You just say it in English.
The woman in white is a common apparition in the Celtic mythology of Wales. Dressed in white and most common at Calan Gaeth, the Welsh Halloween, she was often evoked to warn children about bad behavior. The Lady in White is characterized in various ways, including being a terrifying ghost who may ask for help if you speak to her. The woman in white is also associated with restless spirits guarding hidden treasures, with perhaps the best known example of this at Ogmore Brigand. The Ogmore apparition story is also noteworthy for containing many of the archetypal aspects common to such Celtic and Welsh stories, including a hidden cauldron, changing physical characteristics, and a chastising morality. Here, a spirit was long said to wander the area until a man finally approached her. When such a man eventually did so, the spirit led him to a treasure, a cauldron filled with gold, hidden under a heavy stone within the old tower of Ogmore Castle, and allowed the man to take half the treasure for himself. However, the man later returned and took more of the treasure. This angered the spirit, who, with her fingers turning into claws, attacked the man as he returned home. The man became gravely ill, but only died once he had confessed his greed. After that, an ailment known as the White Lady's Revenge was said to befall any person who died before disclosing hidden treasure.
All I gotta say with that man thing was it was obviously.
For those of you guys who are listening to this, Joseph was just helicoptering his penis on the video.
Only a little. I did
That's
more
what-
titty than dick.
Welsh topography, inspired by sightings and tales of the white woman, can be found throughout Wales. The village of Iweny, right? Iweny? I don't know. Has both a White Lady Meadow and a White Lady Lane, and St. Athan also has a tradition of the woman in white. And that ends it for Wales. What did you guys think about the Wales tales?
I can tell you one thing: if you just look at the tail on that whale,
Oh no, I think that the Welsh ones are pretty fucking interesting. I mean, one of them.
so I can hear your clicks on your mouse.
The
I'm not clicking anything right now.
Oh, is that not you? I thought it was you.
The Welsh ones sound more like fucking leprechaun stories than anything. They bring
Yeah.
you into a fucking pot of gold, let you have some, and when you get greedy, they grow claws and claw you apart. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. Like, they punish people who don't disclose where their treasure is. Like what the fuck is that?
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Can you imagine a little fucking
Like they
white
call the people
leprechaun
not
ghost bitch coming at you?
disclosing their treasure greedy. You guys are the ones asking for their treasure. That sounds pretty fucking greedy.
Yeah, that's the greediest
Right?
of greeds.
Almost the greediest of greeds.
So we're getting into the United States now.
No, dude, there's hella white ladies here. Let me
In
tell you.
different states. Big. Well, they're generally
Where
found
are
in
white women at?
rural areas, and there's a lot of rural areas.
They're usually found the mouthiest ones are usually found in the suburban areas of the United States.
Yeah.
Probably found in the supermarket yelling at teenagers.
No, it's dangerous. It's like you cross that bridge in a taxi and you pick up a white lady and you want this bitch out of your car as fast as you can. You better hope that your Uber camera is on you because this bitch is drunk as fuck. She's complaining and she might make you crash.
She may or may not have that ghoulish Karen hairstyle. And
She might. And she might put on John Mayer, but you better kick this bitch out of your car as fast as you can.
Well, let's get into it. A white lady is sent to haunt Duran Eastman Park in Rochester, New York, also known as the Lady of the Lake.
Also known as the lady that asked for your manager.
The 19th century white lady wanders the park area, obsessively looking for her daughter's body. The latter was slain by
and
a
a pumpkin
boyfriend,
latte.
by a boyfriend or group of hoodlums. Depending on the story you hear, legend has it that the human white lady either killed herself in grief or died alone and heartbroken. That one's fucked. So her daughter gets murdered by her boyfriend or a group of fucking dudes, and then she fucking dies of grief all alone, and now wanders the fucking park looking for her daughter's body.
That's
Yeah.
Come on, Joe, what you think of that one?
I don't know, man. You just brought down the whole fucking tone.
Yeah, I did.
You know, the wise words of Michael Jackson. I just gotta say.
Let's see. Here's another one. The Lady in White, or the White Lady of Avenel, is the most commonly reported apparition at Avenel, or, in Bedford, Virginia. The apparition is thought to be Mary Frances, or Fran Burwell, of the Burwell family of Virginia. The legend has it that she stayed on the front porch waiting for her husband to come home from the Civil War, but he never did.
Dumb bitch.
I wonder if we actually have any.
You can actually see that one on Ghost Hunters.
I was gonna say, if we have any listeners that actually live in any of these fucking places, that'd be cool if you send us a video or something of it. Even if you don't even see anything, just a video of the building or something. That'd be dope.
That'd be
but don't go
amazing.
outside because rape is up 8%.
Is
it
that
really?
true? Is that a fact?
Dude, is
I
that
don't believe it.
real?
I don't believe that's real. It might be. That can't be real.
It's not. I actually took that from Community. He's like, when they get kicked out of the school or whatever, expelled, and Abed's going digging around the trash, the cop says whatever, and then before the cop leaves, he's like,
Oh yeah.
stay indoors. Rape is up 8%, and then fucking leaves.
Oh, yeah.
I just wanted to play that rape song.
Here's another one. The Ghostly Sphinx of Metataconk. I think that's how you say it. Metataconk. By Stephen Crane, recounts the tale of a white lady whose lover was drowned in 1815. Union Cemetery in eastern Connecticut has reported sightings of a white lady since the late 1940s, said to haunt the nearby Stepney Cemetery in Monroe, Connecticut. Those two are just like, not a lot of fucking information on those.
That's
Although-
crazy. They usually haunt
Well,
my
I'm sure you
store.
can. I'm
They
sure you can probably
usually,
dig into them.
Yeah.
Dude, if you want to see a white lady that badly, just look in front of my store. They usually just hover around saying, "Wear your mask." My great grandma died from this.
Let's see. In Altoona, Pennsylvania, there's a white lady. There's a white lady known as the White Lady of Wapsie. Her ghost is said to haunt Wapsanock
Wapsie?
Mountain. Wapsanock
That
Mountain.
wop.
and Buckhorn Mountain in the western part of Altoona.
Damn, it smells like Altoona, that wop.
Oh my god! It said
Sorry.
That's
that
fake. That
she
can't
and
be
her
real.
husband had an ill-fated crash over what is known as the Devil's Elbow as he head into the city itself, where both of them tumbled over the side of the mountain. According to legend, she is seen looking for her husband on foggy nights. And she has been picked up as a hitchhiker, and her reflection is not seen in the mirror, but she always disappears around Devil's Elbow.
First of all, is the Devil's Elbow another name for a vagina? Because that would not make sense of the story if it's not. Altoona, Wapsie. Come on, man.
Well, here's another one. In Dallas, Texas, at White Rock Lake Park, it is reported that the ghost of a 20-year-old looking girl known as the Lady of White Rock Lake, described as wearing a water-soaked 1930s evening dress, who usually appears at night along the roadside of East Lother Drive. Witnesses claim that the phantom asked to be taken to her home on Gaston Avenue in Dallas before disappearing in the car during the ride, leaving behind a waterlogged car seat. Legend claims the woman to be a drowning victim from a boating accident in the 1930s. Reports of this ghostly encounter were published in the Dallas area newspaper in the 1960s. I wonder if that's the one that inspired Supernatural.
Probably.
Okay, so let's get into it. Another one. In Yermo, California, at the Calico Ghost Town, author Lauren Morgan Richards is said to have seen the ghost of a white lady up close while it roamed the outskirts of the town, and wrote about it in detail in the book Welsh in the Old West. But here's one that this is the main one I wanted to talk about, because this is in Fremont. In Fremont, California, there are two instances of the White Lady legend. One known as the White Witch, and the other simply known as the Prom Dress Girl. Both legends have ghost sightings in the Niles Canyon area. The White Witch story...
One of them has daddy issues, obviously.
Yeah. The White Witch story is about a woman named Lowry. She was one of the first people in the area killed in a horse marriage accident in the early 20th century. People claim to have seen her in the cemetery in the area with strange lights. Local legend says you could see her walking up the ridge between the Niles Hollywood-style sign and the canyon. The prom dress girl story is about a high school girl who gets in a car accident on February 26th, somewhere around in the late 20th century. Sightings of her claim she wears a white prom dress and tries to hitch a ride home from passing by vehicles on Route 84 highway taken between Fremont, California and Sunol, California.
Carrie?
We can go check that place out.
Has she ever been picked up by the bank bus?
How far is that from you guys?
It's a fake taxi away.
Bus? Yeah, it's big.
It's a fake taxi away.
Fremont? Let's see.
Both Fremont and Sentinel. It's the freeway between it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that wasn't supposed to last so long. It wouldn't let me go off there. It was trying to get me to sign up for something. I apologize for the fake sex noises. They're gone now.
Well, they're real to us.
They are. They always are.
We can't take back that orgasm.
They always are. Whether it's early in the morning, in the middle of the night when your significant
Morning
other
special.
is asleep, or right before you have to go to work and nobody knows what you're going to the bathroom for.
The best part of waking up is it Folgers in their
it
cup.
doesn't take that long to floss your teeth. You know what you're doing. We appreciate it.
Just
So,
clean the sink.
Sunol and Fremont are
Clean
both
your sink.
about 3 hours away. They're right next to each other.
Oh, nice.
Let's see. 84. Dude, 84 goes through a fucking like mountain area. So it's all curvy. So like, dude, there's probably not a lot of lights or anything on that. It's probably spooky as fuck. Matt or Joe, you should drive down there, check it out, take pictures, come back.
Wait, where is it at?
Let's all go down there. We should all go down there sometime. That'd be dope.
How far?
3 hours away. We should go on February 26th. Maybe we'll see something.
Is that when it's
Oh,
haunted?
hell yeah.
That's when she supposedly died.
Oh shit.
Hey, Casey, you want to look up Lala Lorna and read that one?
I already know a little bit about La Llorona. I could just go off of just what I just actually watched. This bitch.
So, yeah. So, in popular culture, well, Lala Lorna is probably the most popular woman in white story, and they just made a movie about it.
I
So
believe
this
most
is a popular
person
culture
in,
one.
In white.
I didn't watch
culture
the
is
movie,
Elvis.
but I got the gist of what it's about. So
Yeah.
this lady, she lived in this village, and this wealthy man comes through, and he sees well, he's been all over the world. He's been everywhere. And then he sees this lady, and he instantly falls in love with her, and he wants to win her heart. And so he proposes to her, and she accepts the marriage, or she accepts the proposal, and they're set to get married. And so I don't know if they got married or not, I don't remember, but he would go out of town a bunch, go on his quest and whatnot, whatever they did back in the day. And he'd come back with gifts all the time, and he'd bring her a bunch of gifts, and he'd come back every time. And then they ended up having 2 kids together, and the gifts started becoming less and less for her, and he started shifting all the attention over to the kids. And then eventually he was just ignoring her altogether and just showing attention to the kids. And then he just disappeared for I think it was like a couple years or something. And
Oh,
so
wow.
she was just left taking care of the
Ghosted
kids. Yeah. And then he comes strolling through town again on a wagon. She notices the wagon, and she sees him, and he has another girl with him on this. He ride his shotgun.
My man.
And so the kids see him, recognize him, so he hops out, gives him the old "how do you do" to the kids, just doesn't even acknowledge the bitch. So out of like fucking frustration, pissed offness, after he strode away, she just took her kids and just hucked them in the river. And it wasn't until after she killed him and she saw their bodies floating face down the river is when she realized what she did. So then she jumped into the river and killed herself to join her kids in the afterlife. But since she committed 2 of the worst sins, murder and suicide, she was cursed to haunt the land or whatever. So whenever kids go up next to the water, she is said to grab them and turn them around. And if it's because she mistakes them as her kids, and when she turns it around and she sees that it's not her kid, she's fucking throwing that kid in the water too. Same thing with the husbands. Any guys that go next to the waters, if you hear her singing, she's grabbing you and she's fucking killing you.
So I think that,
betrayed her.
yeah. I gotta watch the movie. I've never seen it.
I never seen the movie either. I just watched a video on YouTube earlier.
Yeah. But I think, that one mixed with the Texas one from earlier, I think is what they used for Supernatural. They just did their own take on it. So the very first episode of Supernatural, the ghost involved is a woman in white. And what ends up happening in that one is the woman drowns her kids in the bathtub, is terrified at what she did, and so she throws herself off of a bridge. And thereon, she haunts the highway in between the bridge and her home, and kills unfaithful men because she murdered the children after her husband cheated on her or something like that. And so men who are unfaithful, she murders them. And she's afraid to go back to her house because of the spirits of her children, or afraid of seeing her children again. She can never go home. I know it's been a while since I've seen it, but similar to Lala Lorna.
Cyclops, what do you think?
What'd you say?
I'm talking about
Oh
Cyclops.
shit, Cyclops.
It's Joseph.
I'm just here to say, man.
Oh, that's just Joseph? Oh shit.
no,
I thought
man,
that was the real
Cyclops.
fucking Cyclops. God
I'm just
damn.
here to say that
Scott Summers.
as the
Doppelganger.
leader of the original X-Men, don't
If he was a
disrespect
thumb from Spy
mutants.
Kids.
Don't disrespect mutants, and James Marston is fucking dope as shit, man. Has nothing to do with me though.
All right, so we're cut.
Well, let's get all.
I'd like to talk to you guys about it.
Yeah, let's get some discussion or something about it. I don't know.
Alright.
Let's talk about it. Cause, well, I believe in spirits and whatnot, whether they be
Yeah.
spirits or not. I believe in like when we die, we don't go up to like heaven and stuff. But I feel like our souls or whatever our fucking data is still out in the universe doing universe
Well,
shit.
that's a really
And I
good
feel
way
like
to
if
put it.
you break
I like
through,
that.
I feel like okay, so like you commit murder, that's like it probably like fucks your data, corrupts you a little bit, and then that your data gets stuck, and that's why they're lingering. Or if you feel like if you ascend to a certain point where you can be like, oh, I'm gonna control my afterlife, I'm gonna fucking go and hunt people for fun. I feel like you can break your code and just go and do some shit like that.
Well, first
Is
of
this the
all,
Matrix?
I believe 100%.
Yeah, basically.
I believe 100% in spirits, and by spirits I mean
I like
the
that.
spirits and alcohol. Yeah, there we go.
My man.
Drum roll, please.
Ninsaki.
Alcohol. No, but now that would be a cool concept. You know what scares me is if like you do become like a spirit after death, and then and then the planet blows up because eventually it will, or whatever the fuck, and then you're just like aimlessly going through a vacuum of fucking nothingness. That is scary to me.
That'd be
Void
pretty
is a
ass.
scary thought to me. Gore and
Yes.
shit doesn't scare me, but a
Would-
void
Don't go to
scares
space.
me.
Don't go to
A
space.
If the-
blank slate of
It
darkness
sucks.
with random lights out of nowhere, and you have no control of where you're spiraling to. That is
If the
fucking
ground you
hell.
haunt is gone, would the soul remain, the spirit, if you will? Like, is it always
It's
just
said
destined to
that's
be in
why,
that
like,
spot
in certain-
forever?
Yeah, because
It's
these
said that's
ghosts
why
are
in like
set to a
certain
longe.
things,
Yeah, these ghosts
ghosts
are
That
walk
set
goes
to
through
a
deeper
walls
than
because there
this.
used to be like
You guys-
hallways there.
It goes
You guys,
deep.
these
It
ghosts
goes
are
way
set
too
to a
deep.
longitude and latitude. That's a
Yeah.
you go too deep into it.
Yeah.
They're set to a longitude and latitude.
That's
So
all
you're
I
in
mean.
this small fucking like
This is my quarter, Sergeant.
Whatever
I will patrol
by
this
whatever
until death,
feet.
and then
Yeah.
after death, and then after death, I will patrol this area until it is turned to a homeless shelter, and I
So
will
let's
be
say-
here, and I will haunt them.
So let's say the Earth blows up, fucking billions of years go by, another fucking planet forms in this somewhere around like the
There's a
area
ghost too.
of where Earth was, and then it like has a ghost Earth, and then that's where we get our deja vu, or fucking like we see shit that like we can't understand.
That's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put
weird.
it.
That's a weird theory, but I like it.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah.
cool. Like
Yeah.
that's just like a never-ending circle. Like we're like a phoenix. Like we blow up, and then we just reborn into a new civilization. Then we
Yeah, I
see the
like-
past civilization
It-
stuff, and that's what we see peeking through.
I
Is
definitely-
like
Honestly,
I definitely
so we're
like
the future
idea.
merging. Like because
I
we don't know
definitely
when
like
we're
the
ending.
idea.
Or,
The most comforting,
Interesting to
the
think
most
about.
comforting thing to me is reincarnation, because the fact that your spirit just lives on and never reforms into something else is kind of scary. Just because the fact that whatever, but if you had some kind of like phantom limb thing, but it was like more like a phantom memories kind of thing, to where if you were just floating around in space but you don't know you're floating around in space, you have like phantom memory syndrome. So you're just like reliving like your last days over and over again as a ghost outside of your body. Would be kind of fucking crazy. It's like, oh, I died here and I just keep reliving this stuff, but I'm not fully aware that it's no longer there. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying. Like
I'm just
phantom-
like I'm
You
just like
guys know,
picturing like the Rick and Morty thing. Where he's like floating in the pool. He's like, I didn't know when to pull you out. He's like, I assumed you were flashing through your life.
Have you guys seen the new Rick and Morty with the dinosaurs? Pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as the woman in white goes, this is what I believe in spirits, and this is one that I believe in wholeheartedly.
What if when you turn into a ghost, when you turn into
Like
a spirit, everything's a musical for all of eternity?
I'd fucking that would be
That'd be a
heaven.
trip.
That'd be amazing.
It'd probably get
but-
old pretty
But
quick.
it probably
though.
get old, like
Never.
when you get fucking irritated at a video game because you played it for too long. it's
Well, I don't
like-
know, but but then eventually it'd probably just be like talking though. That'd just be like, oh yeah, just
Yeah.
talking, you know.
Yeah, but then
Even
you
though
also
unless
gotta
you had to
think-
do some like theatrics all the time, like you just want to grab some Cheerios off the top shelf and you got to do a whole fucking musical number just to grab it. That would be irritating as fuck.
Hear me though, you want Cheerios. In the afterlife, your uncle can't spear you though. In the anal cavity. Anal cavity.
I'll
anal
AP.
cavity. You can skip AP biology. And your uncle's dwellings of your anal cavity. Oh, this is heaven. No,
Talk about a lot of uncle rape on our podcast.
we do, and that is a signature, and that's why it will never
Maybe
go
we should
away.
get some better uncles.
Okay, we're all about
Not
the
about our
HRP.
podcast. It's funny because now I got suggested videos that actually like hit the watch thing, and it's
About
pretty
Uncle
brushing, brush with Elmo and friends. That's close enough to Uncle Rape, farther than we'll get to. But Elmo's the
It's-
uncle that always
It
tickled us.
is. It's
Raped
hard
him.
to comprehend like an afterlife thing because
Yeah.
if you think of like afterlife stuff, it means that you're also in a place that like your mortal bonds can't comprehend. So it's like
the scariest thing.
when you
The way-
die, like picture like a shell and then you fucking evolving into something else or whatever.
Woody!
You're released
There's
from fucking whatever.
no afterlife. You touch me, everything goes black.
The way I look at this with especially with the woman in white thing is
No,
depending on what you believe, where your spirit goes afterwards. These women all went through horrific things and had to that probably like scarred their soul and tied them, you know,
Yeah.
leaving a piece behind.
It's a tough thing. I don't think they exist in the sense that because I don't really believe there's an afterlife in that sense. I do believe. Well, so you do have a conscience, and it's weird, but your conscience is altered physically, so you only really exist in the physical realm of things. What you think can be real, but once your conscience is out, once your brain is out, your conscience is out. So it's sleep. It's gone. It's like when you go to sleep and you don't have a dream, you just wake up the next morning. Oh wow, I'm a different person, kind of thing. Restart a new game, but So
I feel a
don't
little
think-
less punchy today.
yeah, I think there's for the most part, and so I think the worst case scenario, you die and you relive your same life over and over again. You make the same choices that you make over and over again. You just keep reliving your same life. Worst case scenario, because
Like a hell
wouldn't
loop?
want. Yeah, I wouldn't want to live my life again unless I was super rich and I grew up a fantasy life. I wouldn't want to, but even then, it probably would be great. But yeah, it would be hell essentially. So worst case scenario, you die, you're in a loop, you relive your life over and over again. So you're just like, oh, you died now, you get to the same place. You don't make different decisions because you make decisions based best on what you've been through, your product, your environment, nurture versus nature, but it's nurture and nature. And so you make the decisions because no one fucks up on purpose. Sorry, but this is nihilistic and also deterministic at the same time. But these, I think, is realistic. And
But you
so
gotta tell Case. Never mind.
I
I was
Worst-
gonna make a joke
worst
about his
case
middle
scenario-
name, but I didn't want to put it in the pod.
worst case scenario, I think
Neil.
that's what would happen.
can't delete
But
Nihilistic.
hopefully,
You know what's a cool concept? Is
I'd rather things go black than repeat life again, because that would be terrible.
in the iZombie comics, they do a whole thing. It's fucking,
The same life again would be terrible.
It's they do a god damn it, they have an oversoul and an undersoul thing. They say that like all life has two souls. One's like your memories and your whatever, and the other one is the sensations of it, whatever. So like
Sensations, everything.
yeah, so
People
basically
live for the
there's two parts of your
sensations.
soul. When one lingers on, it creates something else. So I think it's outer soul that's like the cravings, the whatever, instead of your memories. So
What's-
so zombies is your inner oh my god, your oversoul leaving and your undersoul staying. I think is what it
It's-
is. I might
well,
be butchering it right now, but
think-
that's what a zombie would be.
Yeah,
Whereas
well,
whereas a ghost would be your oversoul
people-
staying. It's the
well,
memories
people-
of
yeah,
who you are.
people-
And then and then your undersoul staying would be like a wraith and shit, like the
Yeah,
fucking
well,
like the
okay,
demonic
so,
kind of like ghost.
yeah, 100% what like most people think of as
I'm just saying
souls
that's
and
a cool
personalities, and everyone-
fact that everybody's built up of
it's a
dual
pretty dope
souls.
concept, but here's one
Instinctual
crazy
and
thing to think of.
fucking,
Okay, everyone thinks their consciousness is their soul, but everyone knows everyone thinks that consciousness is your soul, right? Where does consciousness come from? Your brain. Where does
Yeah,
your brain get
Matthew,
ideas from?
Matthew.
Your body.
Matthew,
So literally,
that's what I was saying. One of the
Yeah.
souls would be your conscious, whereas the other soul
You
would
could-
be your
you could
your
alter the-
physical
yeah.
desires, your conscious, your memories.
And that's what I think everyone needs to have a crash course in is if there was a hella smart person, the nicest guy on earth, got into a car wreck.
but undersouls would be like
and-
zombies
yeah.
and vampires.
He got in a car wreck,
Shit
and
like
then his
that.
brain was altered, and then now he's an asshole to everybody, and he's stupid, but he used to be super bright. And does that mean his soul isn't going to get into heaven because now he's an asshole and he's not as smart as he used to be? Oh, because he had in a car wreck and something happened to his brain, and your
Matthew,
consciousness
You
is a
apparently
product
don't
of your
read
brain.
Matthew. You don't read the Bible. All fucking
I know.
all
And
people
your
that get
brain-
brain dead and do dope ass shit because they're
Yeah,
dumb.
and
go to
a big
heaven.
thing, and the big thing why minds in the computer won't work either, because your brain is also a product of your gut. So your gut, the microbiome of your gut, the bacteria, humans, which is crazy, no one thinks about, which they're recently doing studies about. When you take antibiotics, it's ruining you as a person because people are actually, we're a product of bacteria also. We are bacteria a little bit. So your microbiome of your gut influences your brain, and there's a lot of bacteria in your gut that does the works for you. And so it's crazy. It's crazy how we're more physical than we are mental. No one understands that. It's like good people go to heaven. How to make a good person bad? Shit, fucking punch him in the ear enough times, he might go bad. Now he gets into hell because he got socked in his ear enough. It's crazy. It's crazy to me that people, I don't believe in afterlife just because we're a dime a dozen. You could recreate the human brain. If we're getting there close where you can basically replicate all of us, and the personality isn't shit. The reason why they're not going to put a brain into a robot is because if they put my brain and Stephen Hawking's brain in the robot, what would be the difference? Nothing. We'd be just as smart. We'd like every food the same. We'd like everything the same because we have no bodies are an action of a reaction. There's an action for a reaction, and that's what bodies are. And so, if you put my brain and Stephen Hawking's brain in a robot, you couldn't tell which one is your friend, which one's your brother. You couldn't tell because they're just doing what is correct. And so, there's no human flaws. There's nothing. We're a dime a dozen, you know. Not, and I'm sorry, I'm super nihilistic, but I think that's realistic. I think that is real. There's nothing special about nobody in that sense. But what makes us human is the error. Our flaws is what makes us human. And I think that's what people are afraid of is perfection. That's why AI art is not allowed in competitions because it's too perfect and people are afraid. Is my mic on?
Yeah,
I'm joking, but I honestly, it's just ultimately that's why I don't believe in ghosts and afterlife and stuff like that. Is we're nothing. You're a product of your environment. There's nurture versus nature, but there's both, and everything is everything is just how it is. Everything's circumstantial. It just, yeah. What, like the best fucking Rick and Morty quote, I'm not trying to bring that shit in, but what is it? He says something like, the only reason I'll
Fuck my grandkids.
no, the only reason I do something is because I could, or the only reason I'll do something because I could, or something like that.
Yeah,
The only reason why I'll
new
do something is
episode-
because I can, kind of, pretty much it,
Yeah.
and that's it, and that's like the best fuck. Other
The
than everything
newest,
has
the
to do with
newest
everything.
episode, some dinosaurs call him autistic. They're like hella smarter
Oh,
than
yeah.
Rick, though.
Yeah, I
They're way
haven't seen it
smarter-
yet.
Oh, okay. They're way smarter than Rick, but then they open the portal of people being able to be smarter.
Yeah, I think like the two best quote things from it is just everything has to do with everything, and the only reason why
Yeah.
someone will do something is
They're-
because they can.
these dinosaurs have evolved to the point where it's like there's no point to be whatever. They're generally like good creatures. That's the whole thing with like, well, not with Rick, but the fact is that Rick's trying to figure out there's an ulterior motive and there's not. It's genuinely, you get so smart that it's like all you can do is benefit others. I don't think Rick's on that level of just whatever, or that
Maybe
he
he's not.
just genuinely don't. But he
You-
says from one
and
god
then-
creature to another. But they literally find out things that he can't figure out.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
and he gets mad
you know
about
you know the first episode. Pretty much, Rick isn't the smartest creature in the universe. He tricked the known universe because he tied the strings of the multiverses together. So Rick isn't the smartest thing in all realities.
He's just the smartest of Ricks. Well, not even actually.
Well, they tethered everyone that had a Rick in their reality was tethered together, and then the evil Morty broke that away to all universes.
They basically made that Rick Prime as like the smarter one, whatever.
Well,
like
yeah.
Morty's actual Rick.
Well, yeah. You know, evil Morty. So everyone thought Rick in every universe was the smartest being alive, but
Yeah.
Ricks all got together and they literally tethered. They put a string through all the multiverses.
we already know that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that
Yeah.
that the main Rick isn't the smartest Rick. Like
Yeah,
they basically
he's
say
not.
The smartest
And then-
one is
and then
that
Rick isn't-
Morty's original Rick is the smartest, like Rick Prime.
But yeah, not even the smartest in the universe, just known universes. They
Yeah.
they literally
we got
tethered. Sorry, they literally tethered all their universes together, so
Yeah,
Rick
it
could
was-
be the. So
I forget the
it wa-
name for it, but yeah,
it was
they explained
was-
that whole thing in that.
It was like a dick move. It was like, oh, I'm the smartest person in the whole universe. Well, yeah, because you only put 10 universes together and you blocked out all the other universes. Essentially, that's what happened. And so Morty broke the chain away, and he basically, the evil Morty opened up all the universes. So Rick only did his counter. There's tons of universes where Rick doesn't exist, or he's the dumbest, or whatever. But they only all the Ricks put together a line of universes where they're the best and
Well, they
kept it in a
broke-
bubble.
They broke
they
all
kept it
that
in a
and the portal
yeah.
gun, like they even said the
Yeah,
whole.
with the-
I'm
yeah,
not sure if
yeah.
the season's actually done right now. They
Oh,
were
shit.
done with the whole portaling out.
No, they're getting the new season on. They promised a new season every year, and they got a new season coming out in November. Season 7 coming out in November.
Jesus
They
Christ.
fucking yeah. They
Right
they
after
they had the
the-
shit rolling. Yeah, they got it rolling.
Hopefully it doesn't. Whatever their last season
Yeah.
was kind of crap.
That was like the biggest shock. Is literally Rick's not the best. Rick literally programmed everyone to think he was the best. Put all the Ricks, the Rick universe, the Rickverse, all together. It like pretty much, there's fucking Superman in the other universe that's smarter than Rick. They like put all this shit together. They close off all the other universes, and then evil Morty broke that shit away. He broke the chain. He broke the multiverses that were all tied together where only Rick was the best, and broke it away. So who knows what future episode's gonna hold? There's gonna be people smarter than Rick. There's gonna be Mortys that are Ricks. There's gonna be some crazy shit. There's gonna be more what ifs. They broke that thing with Rick's being the smartest in the universe because it was the known universe or multiverse, the known multiverse. Pretty fucking crazy. But yeah, sorry. Yeah, again, like what Joseph said, a ghost fucking habitats the longitude and latitude. I couldn't say it better myself. That's fucking great. Oh, this is my fucking zone. I've been told here by Sergeant fucking Ghost. This is what I inhabit. I can't leave this spot if Earth gets blown up. I guess I go to heaven. I don't know. I'm just
Unless
here
it
forever.
is some weird
I don't understand.
Beetlejuice type thing where it's like
Yeah,
it's
I
always
can't
gonna
leave this
exist.
house. You better not get a new contractor because I'll be real upset. I'll get real upset if they fucking build an outhouse that I can't haunt because I always like haunting people taking shits. It's usually my specialty. Yeah, that's why I don't believe in it. It just doesn't really make sense. Nobody's really unique. Dime a dozen. Um,
Hey,
how
did
else can I kill the? How else can I fucking be super depressing and be fucking kill the moon? Sorry guys, I'm not trying to. I'm just
Um,
fucking. I'm
who?
drunk.
Well,
I'm sorry.
no, you're good.
Sorry.
I
Not
enjoyed
being a
it.
dick. No,
No,
I'm
I
being a
enjoyed
dick.
your. Well, I mean, you are a cunt, but no, no, Matthew, I enjoyed your talk. I was intrigued. No, I was gonna say, did anybody get their final thoughts in? I don't know if we heard from everyone. Joseph, did we hear from you?
Yeah.
Besides, I think you're lying.
No, we did. I said the whole.
Alrighty, well,
Thank you guys for listening. I'm Mike.
I'm Joe.
Casey.
I'm Maverick Matt.
And thank you for staying tuned to the Conspiracy Outpost.